Hello and welcome. So in this video, we'll try to see how lists are created and used in Python. Okay. So in the last video, we had seen which are the different data types that are used in Python. We also saw that how a list is used, but we will go in a bit more detail about list. Okay, and how to use a list. So first of all, we'll just start from the basics again. List is basically like an array, and in Python we can just define a list by using square brackets. Okay, so here I have list 1 equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. That means 1 2 3 4 5 are the elements of this list 1. Okay, and as list 2, I'm simply creating a empty list. Okay, so just the bracket, which means it's a empty list. And the third one, I'm creating a mixed list, right? So it's no longer just integers. I have a string, then an integer, then again a string, and then a float. Okay, this is also possible. And in the last video we also saw how to access the elements in a list. So we use indexing, and we write a square bracket, and then the indexing starts from 0. Okay, so when you say list 1 then in bracket 0, that means the first element of the list 1. Okay, and yeah, so indexing always starts from 0. Please do remember that. Okay, 0 1 2 3, like that it goes. So here I am just printing the values 0 and 1, so that will print the first element and the second element. But you can also use negative indexing. Okay, so when I'm using negative numbers, -1 means the last number. Okay, the last number in the list. -2 means the second last number. If I am giving -3, that means the third element from the end of the list. Okay, so negative indexing is also possible in Python. And here I'm just printing the type of element that is present at the first position in list 3. And so that's this one. In list the second element, that's this 2 here. And list 3, you can see that I have written the number 3, but I have included that in quotes. Okay, so that will be treated as a string. Okay, so now let's just run this and see the result. So here 0 1, so that will be the first element, second element, that will be 1 2, and then -1. Okay, the list, my index is -1, that means the last element, that's 5, so 5 is printed here. And -2, which means the second last element. Okay, so that will be 4. And here I'm printing the type, so you can see that the first one is a string, then we have an integer, then we have a string again, and then we have float. Okay, so you have a string, integer, string, and float. Okay, so keep in mind that Python list can have any kind of data type. The list can have another list, the list can have another tuple, another dictionary, anything is possible. Okay, so that's about creating a list. We can also create a multi-dimensional list. For example, the first element of a list can be another list. Okay, so if I print LSTM 0, that means the first element of LSTM is printed, which is a list. Okay, that will be the list 1. And if I'm printing LSTM 1, so the second element, that will be 20. Okay, and if I need to access the two-dimensional list, okay, for example here when I say LSTM 0, that means that's the list LST1 1 2 3 4 5. And if I need to access the first element from that, or sorry, not the first element, the index is 1, that means the second element. Okay, so if I need to access the second element, I just give another bracket and give a second indexing. Okay, so LSTM 0 and 1, that gives the second element from the first element of the LSTM list. Okay, I hope that's not confusing. If it's confusing, just try out few examples on your own, and that should be clear. Okay, And that was about multi-dimensional list. Now let's go to the finding out the size of a list. Okay, so the function that we use is called len. Okay, so if you write len and then in bracket lst1, that basically returns the size of the lst1 list. Okay, so and I'm storing that value in a variable a, and then I'm just printing it. So let's just see the output. Okay, so here you can see the size of the list is 5. Okay, because we had 5 elements. So remember this function len, we will need it a lot. Okay, so len, if you write list or length with it can be used with tuple, dictionary, or anything actually. So but normally we use it with list, and so when we use that function we get the length of the array. Okay, and if you have already created a list and if you need to add new elements to it, okay, we have two possibilities. One is to use append, and the second one is the second function is called insert. Okay, and the when we are using append, the addition of the element always happens at the end of the list. Okay, so here we had the list one as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and if you do list one dot append, then the number 100, okay, that number 100 will be added at the end of the list. Okay, so we can just run it and see. So yeah, here you can see 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, that was our original list, and then 100 is added at the end. Okay, so when we are using append, it's always added at the end of the list only. Okay, but sometimes we might need to have a value inserted somewhere in between. Okay, so in such cases we can use the function insert. Okay, insert, we need to give both the position as well as the value. Okay, so we are giving the position is actually the index. Okay, so if you are giving 2 comma 200, that means the 200, the value 200 will be inserted at the index 2. Okay, so let's just print it and see. Yeah, so here the first one was for the append, so you see 100 is added at the end of the array, and then when we are using insert, you can see this 200 at the third element. Okay, because we are inserting at the index number 2. Okay, so for the 10 was at index 0, 20 at index 1, and 200 is at index 2. Okay, so remember these two functions, append and insert. Okay, append, we use it only when we need to add element at the end, and insert if you know the specific location of the element. Okay, so that was for adding elements. And there are different operations that are possible using list. I'm just showing you only a few of them. If you need additional things or additional functionalities, you can always Google, and you will get some function or syntax on how to do it. Okay, so suppose I have a list 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I can do a reverse. Okay, reverse in the sense the element, the order of the element will be changed completely. Okay, so that will be using the function dot reverse. Okay, so lst1 dot reverse, then if I print that, I should get the array in reverse. Okay, I'll just explain everything and then we will run and see. And suppose I need to shuffle the list. Okay, if I need to arrange the list in a random manner, then I have to use a external function. Okay, not external in the sense it belongs to a library known as random. Okay, and this is how we use libraries in Python. We write import and then the library name. So those who are familiar with C or C++, like the same way we type include, right? Hash include, IOStream or something like that. So in the same way, in Python we write import and the library name, and this random library has a function shuffle, and if you give the list name there, that list will be shuffled. Okay, and it will be shuffled in a random manner. Okay, and then there is another function called sort. So if I just write lst1 list1 dot sort, then this array will be sorted in a ascending manner. Okay, if I just type dot sort, then it is as sorted in ascending order. If I need to do the arranging or sorting in descending order, I have to give a additional keyword like reverse equal to true. Okay, so if I write reverse equal to true, then the array will be sorted in descending manner. Okay, so we'll just see how the functions work. Okay, so our original array was 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So we can see in reverse it's 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and then we shuffled it, so it became 30, 40, 20, 50, 10, and then we sorted in ascending order 10, 20 like that. And we had actually shuffled again just to make sure that the positions has changed. I didn't print it out, but if you want you can add a print statement here also, just to see how the shuffling happened. And then now I needed to sort in reverse, so I gave this reverse equal to true command. Okay, if I don't give anything, then by default it will be reverse equal to false, so it will be ascending order only. Okay, and now we'll see how elements are removed from the array. Okay, so suppose we have this list. I'm using list and array interchangeably. Okay, they mean the same thing, but the term array we use in mostly in C or C++. In Python it's always list. Okay, yeah, so the list we have elements 20, 10, 20, 30, etc. And now if I need to remove the element 30, okay, so that element 30 was in the list, and if I type list1 dot remove 30, then that element will be removed from that list. Okay, if I'm giving a number that is not in the list, then I will get a error. Okay, so you can, with remove, you can only give values which are inside the list only. Okay, you cannot give any other value. But sometimes I'm not concerned about the value, but I'm concerned about the position. Okay, so if I need to remove the element that is at index number 1, okay, that's the second element. Okay, in such cases I use the function pop. Okay, so dot pop, so list1 dot pop, that returns actually the value which is being removed from the list, and the list one also changes. Okay, so you have to keep that in mind. So the list one was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and when we are calling this function, the list one also gets changed. It will no longer have the value that was at index 1, and that value will be stored in the variable b. Okay, so the popped element will be b, and the array after removing that b will be lst1 itself. Okay, so we can just run this one. Okay, so the first one we just removed number 30, so you can see after removal the array became 10, 20, there is no 30, 40, 50. Okay, and when we are using the function pop, you can see the popped element, so that was 20, because 20 was at the position or index 1. Okay, index 1 means position number 2, and so when we are popping that, that b gets the value 20, and the list one will be the number 20 will be removed from that list one. Okay, so here you can see the array will be 10, 30, 40, 50 without the element 20. Okay, that's so that was for removing the array. And let's see now something called slicing. Okay, so let's consider a bigger array, 1 to up to 15. Okay, so we have 15 elements there, and in that, suppose we need to get like a slice of that array or a portion of that array. Okay, so in such cases we can use like three different way. Okay, so list one, then square bracket, instead of giving one index we give a colon also. Okay, this means from the beginning till index number 3. Okay, so from the beginning, because I have not given any number here. Okay, so this means from the beginning till index 3. This means start from index 3 till the end. Okay, and this one means list 1 starts from 2 till index number 5. Okay, till index equal to 5. So you can give one more value there. So this means start from 1, go till 10, and like take every second element. Okay, so this 2 means increment by 2, or like skip every other element. Okay, so let's just run and see the output. So initially from up to 3. Okay, so that means index 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so index 0, 1, 2, this 3 won't be counted. Okay, so index 0, 1, 2, that will be the elements 1, 2, 3, and then here the starts from 3. Okay, that time when you are giving 3 here, that's included, but when you are giving a number here, okay, at the end of the or after the colon, that index is not included. Okay, so here when you're starting from 3, so it starts from element number like 4. Okay, or position number 4 itself, index number 3 itself. Okay, 4, 5, 6 and till the end. And now if you need from 2 to 5, okay, if you need from 2 to 5, that means we are starting from index 2, so that will be 3. Okay, so index 2 means this is index 1, this is index 2, sorry, this is index 0, 1 and 2. Okay, so we are starting from index 2, so that means 3 should be printed, and it goes up to index 5, but 5 won't be included. Okay, so we have 3, 4 and 5, right? And then in the last one we have from starting from index 1 up to 10, 10 not included, and then increment by 2. Okay, so that time when we are starting with index 1, we have number 2 here. Then since we are incrementing by 2, the 3 won't be printed, but 4, then 5 won't be printed, 6, 8, 10, like that. Okay, so this is known as array slicing, and this is a bit important topic. Okay, when you are handling like matrices or yeah, arrays like that, this will come in handy. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Things will start get confusing a little bit, but please do practice. Okay, as I say in almost all videos, keep practicing. Okay, otherwise things will be, I mean, when you hear it, it might sound quite easy, but unless you practice it, when you are in future, if you are looking it up, it might sound confusing. Okay, so please do practice. Okay, now we'll stop this video for now. Thank you for watching.